We'll just start right here. Opening up the heart, opening up the breath, opening up and emptying out the mind, and then just floating all the way down. Big loud sigh. Ah. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. Breathe in and gather in. Breathe out and another big loud sigh. Ah. Sinking the chi. And then one foot steps right on out to the side. And open the door. You guys look so good today. Holy cow. One more time. Floating up and melting down. Nice. As you rise back up, round up your arms and hug the big tree. Inhale and open. This hand on top catches the moon. Melt on down. Looking very nice. All right, here we go. Floating back up, the fingertips float back together. Hands pull into the heart, step out into your corner. Drift out into space. If you hear any background children, I'm not sure that you can hear them or not. It's apparently Pokemon Go day in our house. One more time. Drift in. Drift out. Good. Let's bring it on back in. Step in to the other corner and cross down low and lift straight up. Princess in the Valley to start with. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. One more time. Now stay with me. Crossing down below, float back up, and then reverse direction, drop. Princess climbs to the mountaintop. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. And let's bring it back into the center. Step in, hugging the big tree. Inhale and open. And back to the beginning, sinking the chi. Nice. Hands float up in front. Round out. Inhale and open. Then scooping under, step on in. Stepping on out. The back of the hand is the great wind blowing through the wheat fields of Nebraska. Is that wheat in Nebraska? Just corn. Wheat fields of Kansas, which is close to Nebraska. Ish. Blowing through. This hand then reaches on through. Slide down. And roll it on around again. and toss away. Wind it back up again. Squeeze. Beautiful. And sit back and open up the window. Open, open, open. Back over here on this side. Scoop under and step on in. Step on out. Reach on through. Sliding the fingers down along blades of grass. Reaching through. And here we go to toss away. Squeeze, breathe in, breathe out. Nice, now stay with me. Right here, two soft fists grab hold of a bank of clouds and drags them across the sky. As you pull over to one side, step on in and drop. Up and over the top. Step on out and push the clouds away. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Once again, grabbing two handfuls of clouds. Pull across. Nice, and step on in, drop, up and over the top. Step out and push. Very nice. Dave, that's some nice energy there, man. Love it. And stay with me as you grab the clouds and pull it right to the center and then step on in and hug the big tree. Inhale, open. Fingertips come floating back together. And back to the beginning, sinking the chi. All right, now stay with me. Tick-tock. Very nice. Tick-tock. Now we take one hand and it comes over the top. Float over and circle down. Float over, circle down. Other hand's going to come in now with a soft fist. It comes up the middle and around. Up the middle and around. Up the middle and relax. We're going to reverse direction. Open hand comes over the top. And by the way, you don't have to do what I'm doing. Just saying, if you have a better idea, I think that's lovely. Other hand gets started, soft fist comes right up the middle. At least that's what I'm doing. All the way around, up the middle, up the middle. Very nice. Now, stay with me, reversing direction. Open hand here comes over, and the soft fist comes up the middle. Together. Very nice. One more time. Good. Reversing direction over the top of the open hand, soft fist up the middle. right up the center line, right past your nose, and around. Beautiful. And reverse direction, sinking the chi. Yeah, stay with me. We're not done yet. Tick tock. Tock. And tick tock, and one side gets weightless. Tick tock. One side gets weightless. Like the big heavy sigh. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. All right. Now, over the top. Fist comes in. One side gets weightless. Again, over the top. Beautiful. And reverse direction. Over the top. Soft fist. Beautiful. Now what would happen if we just stepped down, this hand on top, this hand on top. You guys are too good. Back to the center and sink the chi. Stay with me. Stepping on out to the side. Push. Breathe in. Breathe out. And grabbing hold of the thunderclouds, draw them across the sky. Good. Now, over the top, draw in, and right here, grab the thunderclouds. Good. Over the top. Fist comes up the center. Beautiful. One more time. And stepping on out, grab a hold of the thunderclouds, pull them across the sky. Over the top. And step on out, grabbing hold of the clouds. Nice. And stay with me as we drag the clouds right back to the center. Step in and hug the big tree. Inhale and open. Fingertips come floating back together, hands flatten all the way down. And one more time, sinking the chi. This foot returns. And a nice little bow. Always like that. There we go. Excellent. Come on back in for just a second. We'll chat for a moment. And let me just fix that right there. Fix that right there. And turn the mics back on. Well, what do you think?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
Some brand new movements. So just in case you guys hadn't gotten wind of this is the introduction of a new combination into our repertoire. And I want to say thank you to Jenny for inspiring us to do that. I've been looking for, like, what are we going to add? What are we going to add in next? This was perfect. So before we get going, let me just see if there's any questions about the movements, because we're going to get up and break it down here in just like 2 seconds. But any questions about anything? Yeah, Natasha, hold on 1 second. Yes.
I was just wondering, because you're really teeny on my phone, so I couldn't tell if your fist was behind or in front. When the fist is coming up, is it in front of the other hand or behind it?
So you will have one hand coming over the top, and so it's behind, because the front hand will serve as sort of a block down.
Okay.
And almost like you're going to take the open palm and brush your forearm.
Okay.
So it comes up pretty close. Yeah, good. We're going to go over more of that in a second here. Peter's here. Aloha. What else? Any other questions? Hold on 1 second. Yes, Steve, hold on. Yes, sir.
Where does it originate from? It's very familiar to like Kung Fu move.
So this move is called the White Ape Offers Fruit, or sometimes the White Ape Presents Fruit. And this movement, the version that we just did here, is from Chen style Tai Chi.
Okay.
And but there's another variation that hopefully we'll have time to break down today, which comes from Bagua. And Bagua also has a movement called the White Ape Offers Fruit. And so I'm going to show you that variation too, so you can play with that as well.
It's very similar to a long fist movement as well.
This is so the White Ape Offers Fruit, sometimes called depending on who's translating, the White Ape offers the peaches, which is the kind of fruit that you're always talking about. And that also comes from the Monkey King story. So the Monkey King is the ape, or one of the Monkey King's followers is the ape that they're. And so this is a story that spans all across martial arts in China, not just Tai Chi, but in other, Shaolin tales. The Monkey King is claimed by a lot of different traditions. It sort of is religion agnostic, but there is a very strong tie-in to Buddhism, because there's real quick, the story about the Monkey King is really cocky, because he's so good at martial arts. Also, he's just sort of ADD. So he doesn't bow down to anybody. Like the Emperor of Heaven sent his whole army after him, and they couldn't catch him. So I was like, why am I going to bow down to you? So Buddha comes along and says, Monkey King, you need to learn humility. And the Monkey King basically says, F you, to Buddha. And Buddha says, no, you don't get it. As powerful as you are still only a small part of the Tao, of the whole universe. And Monkey King says, well, I'll just show you, and now I'm just going to run away from you because I don't want to listen to you anymore. So he jumps, and he's like the Hulk. He jumps in the sky, and he travels 5 miles down the road, and he lands. It's like, phew, glad I got rid of that guy nagging me all the time. And Buddha is there, saying, by the way, let's continue the conversation. And he says, no, and he jumps again, and he jumps far. And Buddha is there when he lands again, and Monkey King goes, you're such a pain in the butt. He says, I'll just keep jumping until I get rid of you. And Buddha says, I'll make a bet with you. If you can jump and outrun me, then I will become your disciple. But if you can jump and cannot outrun me, then you must become my disciple. And the Monkey King says, fine. So the monkey keeps jumping and jumping and jumping. And finally, he has this perspective where everywhere he jumps, he lands in the palm of Buddha. And so he finally becomes the Buddha's disciple. And that is actually one of those kinds of stories where two different myths or religions begin to fuse into one in a culture. So we have Monkey King, which probably predates Buddhism in China, now merging with Buddhism that had come into China. And we find that that's how they reconcile those two with this story. Anyway, so here is the Monkey King offering the fruit. This way.
Very cool.
Cool. Let's get up and break it down. Da, 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 da. Break it down. Sorry. Had an MC Hammer moment there. Okay. Let's do this version. So the white ape offers the fruit. Hold on one second here. Just let me do one little thing. Okay, so the white ape offers fruit. Can be done either both feet flat on the floor or balancing on one foot, like rooster. Basically, this knee doesn't have to come up any higher or faster or anything. It's just like rooster does. So you have two options. I usually start off with doing tick-tock, right? So we'll do tick-tock because there is a weight shift in here. We've got to, if we're going to do the one-legged version, I have to shift the weight over at some point so that the other foot can come up. Even if I'm not using one-legged, I still want to sort of mimic that by doing a weight shift where I would be on one side or the other. Okay? Now once I've got this going, I'm going to start off with my open palm that comes over the top. Now watch what happens here. It begins to come over as I shift to the opposite side, but as it comes down, the weight shifts back. Right? I'm going to finish up actually with this palm by my side, fingers pointing forward. Right? So it's over the top, bring it back. Over the top, bring it back. Nice. And even in just breaking this down in your class, I would do several repetitions. And some of you know my favorite number is 3. So I'll do 3, and then I'll go on to the next part. And I'll just blend them together. So now I'm going to do the other hand, which is a soft fist that comes right up the center line, right up your nose, right? So Jenny, for example, it's not out here. It's literally right up from the belly button to the nose. Right up that way. Right. And watch what happens here. It begins to come up as I'm opposite, but finishes, now I'm back right here. It begins to come up when I'm on the same side. It begins to come, but slowly shifting over. Circle around, so it's on the same side, begins to come up on the same side, but finishes when I'm on the opposite side. When I mean by same side, I mean by which foot's bearing the weight. So this foot's bearing the weight, same side, finishes when it's on the other side. I knew that before this class started, and then what happened? I don't know. My brain fart. All right, now here's how we're going to put these two together. Over the top, up the middle. Over the top, up the middle. 3. Good. Now, let's reverse it. Open this palm. Starts out when the weight's on the opposite side, finishes. Same side. So one way I can coordinate, don't have to, hold on one second. I'm allergic to monkeys. So coming over the top, when you are finishing this one, you can get the second one to start. That way you're on the correct foot. Right? And then it's circle around, straight up the middle. Circle around, straight up the middle. Adding both hands. Take your time, no particular rush. All right, by this time, everybody's brains are a little bit scrambled, so sink the chi and go back to tick-tock. Tick-tock. Once you're in tick-tock, then tick-tock and one side gets weightless, just like the rooster. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Good. And circle right up the middle, and one side gets weightless. You can do it again the same way. Circle right at the center line, one side is weightless. Or you could just alternate right from here. This hand becomes open. Down. This hand becomes open. Good. All right. Now, file that away and go like this. Now, a nice combination of this movement is to combine it with the thunderclouds. This is a real great kind of combo here. And you've done the thunderclouds before, and you know that we're going back and forth across the room. So I'm going this way, this way, this way. And I could go like however many repetitions I wanted to before I step in and do the push, right? So typically, in the thunderclouds combo, we do 4 before we do the push, right? I step here, do this with me. So I'm starting here, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, step in, drop, over the top, boom, and push. So what I would do is I would do the regular combo at least one time, maybe even once to both sides. Draw and push. Start out grabbing the clouds again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step in, drop, up and over the top, and push. Give an extra push in there. All right, now I'm going to go into the white ape. Grab the clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over the top, brush down, and there's your monkey. Alternate. And one more. Actually, we'll do one more. One more here. Why do we do one more there? Because I want to start on the opposite side now with my clouds. Pull 1, 2, 3, 4, over the top. Alternate. 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 Right? Where's my free foot? Right here. So it's going to step out, which means here's my clouds. This way, I am always alternating which side the clouds start on. 3, 4, over the top. White ape presents the fruit. 2, 3, 4. Start over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and start over. Does that make sense? Kind of, sort of? Let's put some music on and have a little fun with that. Sinking the chi.
I've been laying alone.
Ah. Hands float up in front. Melting on down.
These eyes are closed.
Hugging the big tree. Inhale and open.
For your
Stepping back out again. Grab 2 handfuls of clouds and bring it across. 1, 2,
and these knees
3,
too weak to crawl.
4. Over the top.
Are strong enough to hold you. If you call,
That's 2,
if you call,
3,
dead
4, and step on out.
I feel no
1,
blood
2,
in these veins, but I could
3,
live
4. Your bottom hand swings all the way around.
if I know I'll taste your lips again.
1,
Doctor, doctor,
2,
come cut my heart out.
3. One more.
'Cause it's hardly all beats
Stepping on out.
but please, please, leave a little potion. Just
Here
in
comes
case.
4. The bottom hand circles all the way around, gets it all started. Drag it in.
Just in case. Oh, my baby falls.
2,
If you call, if
3.
you call,
Last one.
if you call,
And step into the center. And that's a beautiful little combination. Very nice. Good job, good job, good job. Come on back in, have a seat. Okay. Let's pause for station identification. Let's pause for questions. First of all, I just want to say hello to everybody who joined in. Turn the mics back on for a second. Did you have fun there?
Oh yeah, I got a little bit of juice going on over here.
Excellent.
I have a question.
Yeah, hold on one second. One little tiny second. Okay, Patricia, go for it.
Can you use the combination of play the peepaw with Friday Bears Fruit?
Of course. Yes, absolutely. I was playing around with that a little bit. And here's the tie-in for everybody. It's like this makes very good sense because Play the Peepaw is also sort of TikTok, right? And so anything that that breaks it down leads up to the full combination makes total sense. Absolutely. Yeah. Margaret, hold on. Yes.
How far is the fist in front of the face? Because I know you have to get it inside the other hand.
Right.
I kind of feel like it's right in my face and I'm going to get hit with my own.
That's a good question. It's a camera angle thing here. So this travels up the center and then pushes out. So because this is the offers fruit part. So it comes up to right about chest, middle of the chest level. Doesn't come up any much closer. Comes up right here and then curves outward. Right? You're actually trying to hit them in their chin. Here, have a peach. Bang! Right? And so when this comes up here, it's out a ways as well as up. And that actually will also help sort of pull this knee up into, like sometimes you just come straight up it still feels a little constrained in there, but if you push out a little bit, it pulls that hip up a little bit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cool. Deborah, thank you.
I had a question about breathing. Could you go over the breathing? Because I think I'm doing okay, and then these things kind of come a little fast, and then I'm off.
So absolutely. So basically, we're always going to start off with an inhale. So the impact portion of the technique is here, right? Can you see that? That this is where, if you were going to talk about it in terms of strikes, this is where the strike would happen. So not always, but 90% of the time, that's an exhale. So this is the exhale coming out here. So this part here, as we begin, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Does that help?
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
You bet. Heather Stewart. Heather, good to see you. Hi, where's your wine?
It's a bit early.
It's a bit early. Beer then.
It's a little bit.
Okay.
When you're going and you're just doing it over and over again, the circling.
Yes.
Is this fist staying closed, or are you opening it?
Ah, what a great question. So in your Tai Chi Fit class, in your participants, I don't care, right? But for you, it is open, close, open, close. So that when you have finished here, as this circles out, this begins to open, rotate. So there's, and some of you who have been in the Chi Squared classes have heard me say this a lot. Some of you who are not in the Chi Squared classes, shame on you. I said it just for you, Steve Coffin, right? There is always a spiraling going on here. So what is characteristic of Tai Chi is that the arms and hands are very soft, they're very relaxed all the time, but they're constantly twisting, they're constantly spiraling. So here we have, there's an actually, let me get close, there's a spiraling of the fist as it comes up and out. And then there's another spiral as it opens and circles, closes into a fist, spirals up the center, open. So even the forearm is doing a continuous spiraling pattern. Right? So yes, not just open palm, closed fist, but open palm, spiral palm out, close the fist, palm is facing me, palm facing away, palm facing in, open the palm facing away. So there's always that going on. Now, when you're alternating then, you get both sides doing that. So I got this pattern happening here, right? And then I'm going to just flip this over as I go here. Flip this over. So here is another spiral, so like half a spiral. Bottom hand is also turning in and then spiraling up and closing down. So for you, there's all kinds of cool things going on while we're doing this movement. Awesome. What else? Other questions? Yeah, Yvonne. Yes.
So when you did the first little flow, you did grass bird's tail, then you did tick-tock, then one hand, then the other hand, then the fist, then together, then tick-tock.
I put in the thunderclouds right after Grassbird's tail. Yeah. And there's a reason why I did Grassbird's tail in the beginning. And like I said, hopefully we're going to have time to do the second variation. And I'll show you why I use Grassbird's tail.
Thanks.
Jenny, yes, question.
Can you do Snake Creek Stand down? It looks like you can.
Yeah. So after the step out. Yeah, that would be a good segue into the step out after you've done bum bum bum, and then reaching out to grab the clouds. Instead of reaching out to grab the clouds, you could reach out and hook and go right into snake. Yeah, you hardcore Tai Chi person, you. Judy, yes. No, I thought you. Okay. Then we go Art, then Mike, and then Steve. If you don't, just hold on, guys. Yes, Art.
It looks like you can actually step forward on the 4 presenting the fruit, and you can do back step when you did your 4 thunderclouds.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, this is great. You're starting to see the opportunities in the variations of these combinations, right? So let me just now put this in context for everybody. This variation that Art just described is very exciting to me. Not just because, I could do one more different thing, but because flow is a function of synergy, right? You want to get more flow in your class, you try to create more synergy. Synergy is a function of more body parts working at the same time and more use of space. Don't forget that it's not just about what's connected to you, but also how you move through space. So the idea of what Art's putting forward is like I could go forward and back with this combination. I'm using more space, and as I use more space, I make more synergy happen, and as I make more synergy happen, I make more flow. Does that make sense? So that's a great modification or a variation on this combo. Do you get that you could use this combo because it's kind of in one spot, tick-tock. You could use it for opening flow happening, but then if you do the variation that he's talking about, you could use it for increasing flow later on in the routine. Cool. Cannonball. Yes, sir.
Is there or can there be a kick at the end, or will it just eliminate the whole purpose of the strike?
No, you can actually kick at any time. Another great variation. Theoretically, in Tai Chi, almost anything that is an empty step, so by definition, all the kicks or the knee raises like rooster or anything like that is an empty step. Right? No weight on the front foot. So every empty step could be a kick, could be a sweep, could be a step in another direction. So if you...
that may be a kick after the strike. Because I know, Kung Fu adaptability or Tai Chi adaptability
right.
is they like to, block or, and strike simultaneously.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, so what you have to do is you have to also bear in mind that how you have led up to the challenge level that you're about to, put out there in the class. So if you're doing this combo plus a kick, right, all that adds to the challenge level. So you don't want to just explode into that level of challenge without having to bring.
No, I'm going to be dealing with a whole bunch of beginners.
So exactly.
Yeah.
So you're always watching your group and asking a question: how is this affecting flow? And if it's breaking down flow, you back off, go back to tick-tock, go back to no foot up. Right? There is that version. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
all right,
good.
Steve. Thank you for being patient. Yes.
I guess my question kind of relates a little bit to synergy and using a bit more room. When you go up and then you come down,
Mm-hmm.
you're going on to the opposite leg. The width that you step, I found when I was doing it, if I step just a little bit wider, I could get my weight to transfer and the balance was a lot better.
Right. Right.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this. So this relates to a principle in Tai Chi or a key characteristic of always keeping the groin open. So if you're stepping really narrow, just think about this. When you step narrow or step feet side by side, it closes in the groin area. And so that's going to throw you off balance, but constrain your movements and constrain, like block the chi from flowing in there. So you always want to keep that fairly open. So, a wider step or a hip width, at least step from foot to foot, keeps that. The principle is called Yuan Dang Kai Kwa, which I always translate as a rounded groin is a happy groin, but that's not the actual translation. I just like that one. It means that a rounded groin will open the hip joint, open the kwa.
Yeah. I found when I stepped down, if I thought of my weight not being on the leg where the weight's going next, and then consciously put it on, I didn't wobble.
Yeah, excellent. Also, here's the other thing. Let everybody stand up. I want to see if we can get this other combo in here. But also want to talk a little bit about, oh gosh, okay. To address the part that Steve was just talking about stepping out and not wobbling when you come up, when you have transferred the weight and this is about to be like the rooster, say this gets weightless, there is something that is actually happening just before that. And again, I don't bring this out in the class, but for you as instructors, you want to know about this, that there is a sink. There is a sinking down. The whole body releases. There's like the sandbag has just dropped right there. And then this starts to come up. Right? So I step down, and it's not only stepping wide enough, but it's shifting the weight and then drop the sandbag and then lift. And how I cue that in class without having to say drop the sandbag, sink down, whatever, is I just let big sigh right here. Right? So use the breath as your sneaky cue. Weightless. Does that make sense? All right. Listen, we just got a few minutes left here, and Heather wants to get her beer on. So let me see if I can talk about this next variation. Now, this variation of the White Ape Presents Fruit comes from Bagua, so it's a little bit different. Okay, so let's just start out here and go tick-tock. Tick-tock. Right? Easy peasy. Good. Let the hands float out in front. Open up. Come right past your hips and open. Right past your hips and open. This is the Bagua version of the White Ape Presents Fruit. It circles around, circles back in. The finish of the movement is really not wide. Technically speaking, it's about shoulder width here. This is the extent of the separation. But then it just continues as it circles on around again. Okay? Circles on around. And then you could add the one side weightless. One side weightless. One side weightless. Beautiful. All right, now file that away. Let's see how it works with Grass Bird's Tail. Feet apart. What the heck? Sink the chi. Breathe in. Hands float up in front. Round on out. This hand on top, this hand scoops in, step on in, stepping on out. Open the curtains. One more time just for good luck here. And reach on through. Circle down, toss away. Wave it on in. Squeeze. Withdraw. Push. Stay with me. Sit on back and open the window. Circle back by your hips. Wide A presents fruit. Step down. Present that fruit. Step down. Circle. Step on out. Reach on through. We'll just cut to the chase here. Toss it away. Squeeze through. Are you with me? Sit on back and open the window. Open. Now, bring it in. Present the fruit. Step down. There is the and a repetition cycle of 3 here will allow you to be in the position to start the next side again. Does that make sense? All right, and relax, 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 relax. So now you have 2 different variations of the Wide 8 presents fruit. You can use them together. You can do one variation, you can do another variation, you can later on in your choreography bring them together. So you got a lot of different variations there. Here's for an example. So if you did thunderclouds, bum, 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 over the top, and here, here, here. You could actually do your last one the regular way, push, sit on back and open, and go right into the next one. Does that make sense? So there's a whole bunch of different variations you can use. All right, come on back in. Okay. Microphone's coming back on now. Does that blow your mind or what?
That was freaking awesome.
That was awesome. That's a nice one.
Excellent. Excellent. So in the last couple of minutes before I send you off out into your Saturday, questions, thoughts? Steve? Yeah, hold on a second. Yes, sir?
The second variation, that was Bagua version, did you say?
This is a Bagua version. Yeah.
Bagua, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
that was it.
All right. That was easy. And by the way, you know I'm just making up the answers. What else? Any other questions? Requests? Victoria, yes. Oh, Victoria, you got to go.
No, I have a question.
You have a question? Okay, excellent.
I do, and then I have to go. Okay, when you're bringing your fist up and out to offer, where is your leg in connection to the arm?
This is a great question.
Okay.
So, technically speaking, knee and elbow should be attached to each other so that as this hand comes up, these come up same time, same amount together. What I do often is I will not do that for the first couple of repetitions. So I'll separate them out. I'll come over here, fist comes up, one side gets weightless. You see how I've separated those? Right? There's a slight delay that I do deliberately. Fist comes up, then one side gets weightless. And this is how I first present it so that everybody's like following that. Then I won't say anything. I won't change my cueing at all. I'll just keep saying the same thing. I'll just start doing it differently. Right? Now I've brought the two together so that they are coordinated together. They're joined. Technically, that is the timing. What's that?
Can you turn to the side and do it so I can see where your arm and leg are? Yeah.
My girlish figure. Is that what it is? Yes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the timing is supposed to be everything comes up together. Even this hand floating down and coming to its rest, all three coordinated, right? Down, down, down. They're about halfway all together, finishing.
Okay.
But what I'll do in the beginning is I'll get these two hands to do their thing and then add the knee.
I like that.
And then I'll start doing it the other way, but I won't say anything about it.
Cool. I like it. Thank
Excellent.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Cool. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, yeah, cannonball. By the way, I'm always scanning so that I can see people raising their hands. If you can't catch my attention, do try to use a little electronic hand raise thing that you could find down in participants on the bottom, because it's on my screen. It's really bright, like it really like jumps out. So I always see that. But I am always like looking. Okay, cannonball. Yes, sir.
This question just crossed my mind and I can't get rid of it. Is there a Chen style?
This is the Chen style version. So
that is. Oh,
so Chen style. Actually, in Yang style, we don't see, we don't have a White 8 presents fruit as part of the overall Yang repertoire. We have similar kinds of movements. We have step up into a 7-star punch, which is somewhat similar, but not exactly the same. So this is only found in Chen. I think it's also found in Sun style, but not in Yang style. Yeah, Steve. Yes, sir.
I had a question about eyeballs, where you're looking, but I think I just solved it when you last moved it. You're following this hand and then that one, yeah?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So, again, this is a great question. And if I may plug our Chi Squared Academy, is where we talk about this stuff all the time. That in Tai Chi, typically, you are watching two things. Your eyes go into two places constantly, back and forth. One is to the target. So whatever the target is, and in this movement, right, we're assuming the target's like right in front of you. So this fist is coming, boom, right there. And that's where the eyes are looking as you deliver that punch. And even the knee up or the kick, if it's going to be a kick, are right in front of you. So you're looking in that direction. The other place where it's looking during transitions, your eyes follow what's called the predominantly moving hand. Now, the predominantly moving hand is considered to be the hand which is up rather than down, and in front rather than farther behind. And guess what? That changes. So your eyes change what you're looking at, right? So I'm here, I'm looking here. Now, this hand is still kind of down, so I'm not really looking at that yet until it gets about here. Now I start to look at that one, that one, that one, that one. Change, target, target, target.
Okay.
And that's going to be something you can apply to all the movements that you know. For the most part, at this stage of your teaching, I wouldn't worry about it very much. But if it crosses your mind, like if the question comes up, that's your indication. It's time to ask, where's the technique and where's the transition?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, that's all I'm doing today. That's it. That's all you're getting out of me for now. I want to say thank you. This is a wonderful big group. I'm so happy. This is what I was been slamming everybody for every month. This is our opportunity to get together and for me to teach you a new move, for me to answer questions, for me to watch. Like I was watching Dave today, you know, like the energy put behind some of his moves, like brilliant. I loved it. I love seeing that. It's like one of my only times that I can get together with you and, you know, interact with you this way. And so please take advantage of this every month. And next month we'll do something else. Who knows what that'll be. Thank you, guys. Have an awesome Saturday.